Hi, Yukky.
Hi, Yummy.
Tell me, Yukky, what is that fucking green and white shirt you are wearing?
This is the shirt of my new favorite club.
Oh, you've got a new favorite club again.
That's right, Yummy. It happened when I watched Robin Hood on DVD. You know, Robin Hood is my hero. He takes money from the rich and gives it to the poor. So I decided to be a fan of a club which takes money from the rich and gives it to the poor.
And which club is the Robin Hood of football? And the club that you now support?
It is VfL Wolfsburg.
It's fucking what?
Wolfsburg. They are even dressed in green and white, just like the fox who is Robin Hood in a Disney version that I saw on DVD.
Yukky. Why on earth do you think that a fucking marketing tool of a car producer is the Robin Hood of football?
Let me tell you, Yummy. Since January last year, the club's sporting director, Hoeneß, has taken 40 million euros from the rich.
40 million euros from the rich?
He took that money from the global enterprise called Volkswagen. They make €1 billion profit every year, so they are rich. So Hoeneß took it from the rich and gave it to the poor.
He gave it to the poor?
Yes, to the poor. Here is an example. There was a poor defender from Denmark who played in the poor city of Palermo. Hoeneß then bought him for 12 million euros. That is a lot of money in Palermo. It is enough to buy an Xbox 360 for every child in Palermo. And the poor Danish defender now gets so much cash from VfL Wolfsburg that he can buy himself, every week, a new mountain bike, and the latest version of FIFA 11, and a pony.
Wow, that's really nice. The club from VoB should not be called VfL Wolfsburg anymore. It really should be called VfL Robin Hood from now on.
Another example, there was a poor winger from Algeria who played in the poor city of Marseille. Hoeneß then bought him for 7 million euros. That is a lot of money in Marseille. It is enough to buy a meal of 10 big bacon burgers, with some large fries, and a double Fanta for every child in Marseille.
How nice. And let me guess, the poor guy from Algeria gets so much cash from fucking Wolfsburg now, that he can buy himself, every week, some cool sunglasses, a 300 horsepower sports car, and a Bob the Builder CD. I am sure that Robin Hood would have given him the same amount of money. Yukky, may I ask you a question?
Sure, Yummy.
Yesterday, before Eintracht's 2-0 win against Regensburg, which put us 4 points clear of Hansi Rostock at the top of the league, and 15 points clear of Kickers Oxenbach in 3rd place, I saw something that your fucking VfL might be interested in. Outside the Eintracht Stadion, which will be modernized soon, I saw an Audi cart full of empty beer bottles. What do you think? How much would Hoeneß pay for that?
Let me think. A shopping cart with empty beer bottles. A heavy object which moves very slowly. Maybe 5 million euros. Like he paid for that defender from Brazil.
5 million. Brilliant. That is enough to buy 1 big pot of yellow paint and 1 big pot of blue paint for every child in Braunschweig. I have another one. What would Hoeneß pay for my Eintracht 2007 chocolate advent calendar, which still has 3 pieces of chocolate inside?
Let me think. An old chocolate advent calendar. Something which is of absolutely no use in any position on the field. Maybe 7 million euros, like he paid for the 0-goal striker from Croatia.
7 million. Brilliant. That is enough to pay every child in Braunschweig a stretch limo trip to Wolfsburg, so they can paint the whole fucking town in blue and yellow.
But why would the children of Braunschweig do that, Yummy?
They would do it for 2 reasons, Yukky. First, to remind everyone that if Robin Hood was alive today, he would steal all the VfL money before it is just fizzed away by the club. And second, there is only one club in the region which Robin Hood would love and support, not the big money club from Wolfsburg, but the People's Club in blue and yellow. the one and only Eintracht Braunschweig.